Awesome. Welcome everyone to Sysco's Virtual Kitchen. We have another packed house here. We are super excited about today's show. I called it the Affinity Kitchen. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Good. Yeah.
Jordana, is that okay? We called it that?
Sure, yeah. We're not formal.
You're not formal.
You're not
Or
formal.
we can call it still in the Affinity way.
Well, yeah, but we don't talk about sales on our show.
No, we
That's
don't.
the best part.
We don't, Jay.
Right? We show great ideas and innovation.
Perfect.
Right? I grill people and try to sell stuff. Oh, I know. It's all good. Anyways, Jordana, thanks again. And thanks both of you guys for being here, Jensen and David. Thank you for being in our studio finally and being part of our show today. So, Jordana, I'm going to throw it to you to all the world because we are global. And we're all over. We have fans in New York and in Florida, everywhere. Across the United States and in Canada. What are we going to do today? What are you going to show us?
That's awesome. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, we're really excited. I'm in the Ontario kitchen. I'm in Richmond Hill, so just north of Toronto. I don't get to be with the guys out there in Calgary, but that's okay. I'm going long distance here. So today we're doing some really different, fun holiday ideas, but really the focus being on some cost-saving ideas. Everybody's watching their wallets these days, and some labor-saving ideas. So those two tend to go hand in hand, some cost savings and some labor savings. We're really going to start with some really great core products and then kind of build on that. So I'm really excited. I have a bunch of really cool products to work with here. We represent a bunch of different product lines, so every day is kind of a new day, which is really fun for us. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys some fun ideas. And again, these are just blank canvas type ideas. So if you love one idea, but you would change the spice, you would change the heat level, you would change the herb that we put in, that is completely up to you. These are not set in stone. We're pretty casual in this kitchen. So just want to get out some great ideas, some cost savings, and some labor saving ideas.
And did you say heat? Because I got hot sauce in here, boys.
Oh, we love hot sauce. Actually, my first recipe, I'm using these hot banana peppers. So we like heat. We like spice here.
We bring our own heat, Jay.
You do, Dave? Okay, Dave.
We bring our own heat. Yeah. We bring it on.
Well, we're going to break for a quick commercial, and then we're going to come back for these amazing ideas. And for that, thanks again for doing this today. And you know what? I have to say, your camera is clearer than ever. I don't know what you guys got. It's crazy good.
Magic.
It's magic.
During the commercial break, I'm going to get you to down a bottle of hot sauce.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, we'll be right back after this quick message. Here.
Hey guys, I'm Rena from OO.
I'm Kayla from OO. This fall and winter, I'll be co-hosting Food in a Boot on the Sysco Virtual Kitchen Network.
Digital maps these days may tell you information and reviews on a restaurant,
but they don't tell you about the people that hang out there.
OO is on a mission to help people connect better in real life by seeing communities of interest on a map.
Join us this fall when we take to the streets. We can't wait to hang out.
Awesome. Welcome, everyone, back to our SVK Network show here, the Affinity Kitchen, as we call it today. But I want to jump in, Jordana, before you get talking here, because you really addressed some things here. I want to talk to these experts also that we want in the studio. Is real around cost savings. Is what we're seeing out there, restaurants, what do you see some of the crazy things restaurants are doing right now to help with some cost savings? You're in the weeds right in it.
Yeah. We're seeing some people doing larger scale formatted foods, where it's rather than selling pizza by the slice, they're selling a whole pizza. They're selling table, because they just don't have as many people in the back. Yeah.
Oh,
so if you preset a meal and they come in for that, then you don't have to worry so much about individual things. I've seen some places that are just shutting down menu service and they're saying this is what you're going to get.
Serious?
And from a chef's perspective, that's the best, right? Like you get to really shine and show what you have out there. There's a bunch of different things that are happening out there that I think
that's crazy.
are on the benefit side for chefs, right? To really focus on what they want to serve as opposed to the straight old chicken fingers and quesadillas, right?
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I do love a chicken finger quesadilla.
Who doesn't?
Dave likes everything fried.
Anything deep fried.
Everything they deep fry is a lot faster. It takes about 2 minutes as opposed to 10 minutes. But we're seeing a lot of changes in menu too, Jay. Like, you know, a lot of customers are changing their menu, tapering it down a little bit more, and lessening their order guide a little bit more, so that they're not having so much inventory in the back. And that's what we're seeing, anyways, out there. We're getting a lot of questions on what's new, something innovative.
Do you see companies stepping up to that though? Like, I think some are, but I think there's a lot of.
I think you're seeing a lot more of it, but I think
cool.
the challenges right now is just getting the problem that we have with logistics straightened out first. I think, and
people are very cautious.
Yeah, I think we just need to fix those kinds of problems logistically first, and with the supply chain, and once we get over that hump, I think innovation pieces will come afterwards, right? So
I think we're seeing some of what's old again too.
Yeah, hey,
there's some old great products out there that people are bringing back. And they're going, wow, maybe I didn't look at this before.
Yeah.
But now it's fit and built, so it's exactly what I need to save some time and make some.
Before we move any further, Jay, I just wanted to add that we actually got lost in this. We ended up here today with you. We're actually looking for the Cheeto in Cheeto, Alberta. So
the biggest news in Alberta is the Cheeto.
It is, right?
Is the biggest news.
But thanks for having us, anyways, and
thank you.
allowing me to work your curing machine.
Exactly. Anyways, Jordana, let's show us what you got planned for us. We're going to move over to you.
Sure. Well, that was a good segue, guys. We didn't even rehearse this or practice because we never do. But that was actually really good because one of the things I know, right? All works and all. Really, I think that one of the things that you mentioned that just really stood out to me, and I thought, okay, this is a great segue, is the fact that we're going back to kind of those core items. And we're taking those core items and we are showing versatility. So I think there's a, like I said, perfect segue. We are doing calamari or squid today. And instead of me showing you a finished product that you just take and throw in the fryer and go, what I wanted to show you was something that's a little bit more versatile. So we have a product, it's called our Greek cut calamari. So the reason that I think this is such a great product is because it is completely plain, and your chefs can really customize it any way they want. So, but it's taking the labor out of the cleaning and the cutting side. So I'm going to just start cooking and talking at the same time, if that's okay with you guys. It's
no. We're gonna ask you questions. So, Jordana, does that come in a block or does it come all IQF?
So this product does actually come in a block. It's a 2 kg block, but it really is 100% usable. So it's already cut. It's already trimmed and ready to go. Right now sorry guys, a little bit of background noise here. Right now I have it in some buttermilk, and I'm just basically marinating it ahead of time. I'm going to just drain it and then I'll come back over there.
So Dave, I'm going to ask Dave a question while you're doing that.
Sure.
Because Chef Dave's a chef as well. Is Chef Dave, what do people commonly do wrong when they make calamari? Because I mess it up every time.
Yeah, just kind of address what Chef Jordy was saying about the frozen in a block. Because this isn't a big block of ice, like this is just calamari that's frozen, in that shape, or in the old school days of half ice, half calamari, right? So, honestly, a lot of people, they don't cook it the right time. This particular product I find is perfect for allowing you a little bit of leeway. If you cook it a little bit too much, it really holds up for that. Whereas, kind of the old tire, you're just grinding on it, right?
Is that from overcooking it though? This one's
perfect too, and the sizing's great on this. Well, often people think calamari is that deep fried dish, but you can throw this in a curry stew or something like that.
Oh, really?
We do that sometimes at work. Jansen and I will throw a little curry dish together because it's good.
Because we like heat.
We like the
heat.
Right? Jay didn't take us up on the hot sauce challenge.
Well, you guys, we can do it. We can anytime.
We're get one of those, those burritos that are too hot to eat.
I should have bought one of those.
And then we'll start to talk, and you just watch me sweat.
Yeah. You know what? When you're not down in Calgary, Jay, for sure,
we're going to do a chip
calamari curry for you. CC.
We'll do the chip challenge.
Love it.
You guys want to do the
calamari
chip challenge?
Challenge.
That's what
C to the power of 3. C cube, man. Thank you.
Jordana, look what I got myself into.
I know, and you guys are totally stealing my thunder, by the way.
Sorry. Okay.
You know I like when it's the Jordana show. I agreed to share my time with you guys, but like, come on, I've gone on with the food, so.
Sorry.
So I want to show you. I want to show you these kind of the two pieces of the calamari here. I'm just fighting with my deep fryer in the background for volume, so I apologize. So this product comes with both the tubes that are cut and the tentacles. Some people don't love the tentacle pieces. I think it's one of those things that's quite regionally specific. Some people, this is their favorite part, and some people get a little bit weirded out by the tentacles, but I think it makes a much more authentic presentation, a much more authentic plate presentation, a little bit fuller and much more natural looking, because you can always get those kind of.
Do you use buttermilk in there? Like you put it in buttermilk?
Yeah, so I did. I put it in some buttermilk that I seasoned with some salt and pepper and a little bit of chopped garlic. Really, really simple, and that was in there for about half hour, 45 minutes.
That
and
long?
then, yeah. Because it's not really doing that much. Like it's going to tenderize it a little bit. But the reason that you don't really need to have it in there for too long is because this product here is using a small Loligo squid. So Loligo is kind of the breed or the species of squid, if you will. And they're quite small. And the reason that we want to use a smaller squid is because as squid grows, the walls of the squid will get thicker and thicker, right? So picture, going to like an all-you-can-eat buffet and getting those calamari that are like gigantic, almost like onion ring size. And when you bite into them, the wall of those calamari is really thick, and that's where you kind of get the rubberiness from. So by using the smaller squid, you're going to get a much thinner wall on the actual calamari. Kind of hard to see, but I will give you kind of a little bit of a close-up there. So all I'm doing is putting them in this cornmeal batter, or cornmeal flour rather. So it's cornmeal, it's flour, salt and pepper, and a tiny little bit of baking powder. And that's going to kind of make it puff up a little bit in the fryer. And then I'm putting it just on this screen. It's a pizza screen, but we like to improvise in this kitchen. And I'm going to kind of let it kind of dust off, just so that I'm not putting an extra amount of flour into my fryer. The one way to really start to deteriorate your fryer oil, as I'm sure most of you know, is too much flour, too much breading. So that's always my recommendation. Don't toss stuff into the basket over your fryer. Put it in the basket, give your basket a little shimmy to get the excess off, and that will save your fryer oil quite a bit. And then on the other side here, I have some banana peppers, and I just did those while you guys were talking, but they're in the same batter. And the reason I did that is twofold. A, everybody likes the spice, as we were already talking about, but also what you're doing here is you're going to be able to kind of pad out your presentation, pad out your plate a little bit in terms of volume. You're going to add a little bit of volume. Also, if you can see, you're getting a little bit of color through those banana peppers because they're just dust.
Is that deep fried?
I'm going to deep fry it. I haven't deep fried it yet.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Getting anxious. So I
have so many chefs on the show. They're like that.
I'm not going to let you guys eat raw calamari. I mean, that could be a whole other show if we wanted to get into that. But that's going to go into my fryer. But that's going to sit for just a minute. And I want to just show you a really quick application for the other half of the block, because this was one half of my block of calamari.
That was a half. So that was half a block.
That was half a block. And the reason that I want to show you this is exactly what we were talking about before, is that versatility. So having one core product in your kitchen that can be menued in different ways. So I don't have to inventory 3 different SKUs of squid or 3 different SKUs of seafood. I can buy one case, that one block I can now use in different menu applications. And I think we are seeing a lot more of that. One sauce that you can use a couple different ways, one core protein that you can use a couple different ways. And I think that that's bringing down those inventory levels and making more turns of the inventory is
the other thing
what we want to see.
I want to jump in on that and talk with these experts I have.
Okay, you go. You.
I was going to say is that I think this is what I think COVID's given us. We got to look at the positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I think that, one, we've been preaching to the industry for years, like 20 some years, smaller menus. But I think the thing is now is that you can change your menu more often because most of them are digital. That you can bring in calamari one time, and then next time you run out of inventory on it, pull it off the computer, the tablet,
It's quite easy.
and add a new product in, right? And flip your menu. And as you, I don't know if you guys have young kids, but they're always looking for the new thing on the menu. What's the new thing? What's new? What's new? And I think the old days we used to do it like per quarter. We used to have our innovation, feature menus or whatever you want to call it.
LTOs.
Yeah, every quarter. Now we can run them almost every month or every week in a sense, as fluctuating with those menus, because a lot of people are also adjusting the menu price on those tablets more often too, based on the inflation.
And I love the idea of the tablets and digital stuff. Now I don't have to sneak a peek at their whiteboard and see what's 86 for the day.
Just pull it off.
I know it's on there. You don't see it and you don't affect it, right? So
and everything is scannable these days with a QR code, and an operator can easily change their
just like that, right?
Whim. Going back to this calamari, I was talking to an operator yesterday, Jay. Sorry, Jordy, while you're doing that.
No, that's good.
To do 20 pounds of squid in-house is a full day for him.
Really?
Full day.
A full day.
Full day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that because it just takes a long time, or is that because the talent isn't there anymore?
It takes a long time.
Okay.
It's hard to cut squid. I mean,
I remember it.
I think
it was always.
I
was going to say, then it sucks.
However, if you're to take that heavy walled squid, you can stuff that with tomatoes and onions and barbecue that. That's a great Filipino dish.
That's good too, right? Oh, it's good.
I'm more thinking about t-shirts. Team Tube and Team Tentacle. Like fight to the death. See which one's better. The Tentacle Tube Challenge. Have all
right up there with CCC, man.
Yeah.
Of course,
Jordy's never running us.
I think you guys are just so competitive that everything needs to be a challenge, right? It's like it's the hot sauce challenge, it's the calamari challenge, it's
calamari down there. Is that in the fry? So what are you doing? Did you fry it and then you threw it in there?
So I haven't thrown that one in the fryer. Right now I have this one here in a pan, in a hot pan. And what I'm doing is I marinated this one ahead of time with a little bit of like a Italian seasoning. So a little bit of chopped oregano, some chopped basil, some chopped garlic, and just a touch of red wine. And I let that and olive oil, let that sit and do its thing in the fridge. And now I basically want to saute this because it's going to go on a bruschetta. So we always think of calamari as deep fried, and obviously deep fried calamari is delicious and is still on lots of people's menus. It dipped a little bit over COVID because it doesn't travel that well. And so when everybody went to takeout entrees or takeout appies, calamari kind of got hit, but I think it's really come back. People really like it. It's kind of the gateway. I always say it's the gateway seafood because anything breaded is kind of easy to menu. People can wrap their head around it a lot easier. So, but it's also a beautiful dish, sauteed, and it's such a quick cook. So I'm just going to let that cook for another minute or so. Oh, I'm gone. Sorry, guys. I'm coming back.
Well, while you do that, we're going to run a quick commercial.
This is the magic.
Okay.
This is the magic.
What's happening.
Unless they haven't paid their power bill over there, Jordy.
I'm back. Sorry.
Well, Jordana, we're going to run a quick commercial here, and then we'll be right back. And
Sounds
come
good.
back with calamari. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, we're back on SVK. Jordana, now that you got your lights back on, what are we doing there? What'd you do? Would you see this calamari? Whoa, is that a long plate?
Yeah. So I have my deep frying calamari in my deep fryer. I just want to keep a ear or eye on that because it only really takes about 90 seconds to cook. Meanwhile, I have chopped up my bruschetta here, and that's where my grilled or my pan fried rather calamari is going to go just on top. So
Okay, you're doing a double here, so you're doing a deep fry and a pan fry.
you got it, yeah. Because I wanted to show you the versatility, the fact that calamari doesn't just need to be deep fried. It can be a really nice pan fried or grilled appetizer that is a little bit, at least has a little bit of a healthier perception than the deep fried, and I think is so pretty with the tentacles and the tubes.
That looks good.
And again, tomatoes right now are still in season, so I've used really nice cherry tomatoes that I just diced up. But you could really use any type of tomato, or you could do this as diced beets, or you could do just kind of like a salad underneath. And that is my sautéed calamari. And
So
then
that have a good plate cost, right? Like,
yeah, it's a great plate cost. I mean, look at how little labor there was in that, and then we're just looking at a bit of food costs, and I added so few ingredients to it. So really, you're just looking at your price for your calamari. Your bread is virtually nothing. In fact, could be a second life usage.
You can have that dish all year long and then change out your vegetables as it goes in the season, right?
Yeah,
so now would be a perfect time to buy heirloom tomatoes, purple, red, yellow.
Well, that too, but could you use vegetables? Could you do a little bit of purple carrot sliced deep fried?
Yeah,
Yaka?
100%.
and still offer the same.
Yeah,
ounce of
exactly, right?
calamari.
And just move with the seasons. Brilliant.
Exactly.
That was intended by Jordy
Was that?
today.
Was it? There we go.
Jordy, what you're not seeing today is Dave is actually making notes and so holy
Exactly.
crap, that's a good idea.
Stop talking. So I just
Okay, I'll shut up now.
We inspire each other. We work, I mean, as you guys know, we have chefs across the country. I would easily say we have the best culinary team for any broker across the country because we have such a good time, the 4, soon to be 5 of us. And I think that we know how to have a good time. We know how to have fun. We don't take ourselves or food too seriously. We're not saving lives. We're just hopefully helping our customers. And that's our deep fried, beautiful deep fried cornmeal.
Okay. Now, is
geez.
that the same amount, Jordana, on that side versus the other side? Is that the same amount that you?
No, I would say that I have about almost twice the amount of the fried as I do here at the pan fried. And that's because under the pan fried, obviously, I have those bruschetta toasts to give it a little bit of body and a little bit of height to the dish. So I would say you're actually using, much less here. Your calamari, in this case, in the pan fried, is almost more of a garnish, if anything. But it speaks for itself. It's nice and tender. It's easy to eat, easy to share, and again, kind of has that healthier feeling to it than the fried. But the fried it's lightly dusted, so you're not getting a really heavy breading either. So I wouldn't say it's going to be super unhealthy. It's just not going to be as healthy, maybe.
The marinated one, I should sell that as a nice salad offering.
Yeah.
And the lightly dusted one would be a great happy / party platter.
Well, we used to do. I remember back in the days. I almost said in the restaurant, but we used to do the calamari Caesars. Remember the calamari Caesar salad, right? We used to do all those things like that, but you could do just separately.
How long back in the day, Jay?
Long time
That
ago.
does sound like a long time ago.
Question.
Do you want me to
He's
be in
gonna
the
start
restaurant,
going
Jay?
to. He's gonna start grilling me on questions, which would be awesome. It's
Great Scott.
1990.
Great Scott.
1990. That would have been 1997, 96.
I think we're all about the same, except for Jansen, who's a lot older than us, but looks a lot younger than us.
He looks. I don't know. He looks 30 here.
Right? I know, right? How unfair is that?
Coconut oil and a little bit of palm leaves.
So, Jordana, do you want me to run a commercial and come back for your second half, or do you want me to continue? What would you like to do?
You know what? If you guys are cool, I'm gonna continue, but I'll be quick. I don't want to bore anybody. I want to show you something I think is super cool. Another product line that we carry, Joseph's Gourmet Pasta. I know you guys are familiar with the product line, but a product that we have, we brought back actually, is the ultimate in labor saving product. So this is a egg fettuccine nest. So I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a close up here.
Wait. It's an egg fettuccine nest.
It is egg fettuccine. You can see I'm hoping the bright yellow color has a very, very high egg content, and these come frozen and pre-portioned. So this is a 2 ounce. That's a 2 ounce portion. This is honestly such an amazing labor savings, such an amazing product, because I'm sure you guys have all worked and done prep in back of house where you've cooked dried pasta, then you've trayed it up, cooled it, oiled it, bagged it, stored it, and then you kind of have to do the how many days is it going to last. You date it, and then sometimes it is a little slimier, and sometimes it doesn't last as long as you think it's going to last. This is kind of the solution for that. This is the solution for the waste. This is the solution for the time. Because again, these are 2 ounce portions. So if I want a 4 ounce portion of fettuccine, I throw 2 in, or 3 in if I want a 6. And it's 100% usable. So every piece of fettuccine gets used. Now these have thawed because my kitchen is wicked hot, and so these have thawed. And the cool thing about using them thawed is that I can actually put them right into the sauce because they're
Wait a second.
Wait a second. So I have the water boiling.
You're going to put that in the water, or those little things. How do they come, Jordana? Do they come in a box, bag?
So they come 2 bags per case. It's a 6-pound case, and they're just IQF exactly like this. So you take out what you need. Now, if you let them thaw like I did, you can actually put them right into your sauce and finish cooking them in the sauce, as long as the sauce is saucy, or you have a bit, you have a little bit more liquid in your sauce.
Dave likes saucy.
Well, you're all very saucy
and hot, saucy and hot.
And I can't compete with that. So I'm taking my water off because I'm actually not even going to use it because again, these God. I know, right?
Okay,
I'm just doing some crazy stuff in my kitchen here.
So, Jordana, I'm in the kitchen. I am doing a meal. Someone forgot to do any prep on this product.
Yeah.
I could run to the freezer and grab it, throw it in the saucy sauce.
You can, you can. Or you can or parboil it. So it is a par-cooked product. So when it does hit that water, if you're doing it from frozen, it's only going to take about 90 seconds. Then you drain it and right into your sauce. So it's so easy. I'm basically going to melt butter here. I'm going to make like a little pan sauce. And then I'm going to put these directly in because, again, like I said, they are thawed. So I have an ample amount of butter. We like butter in this kitchen. I'm going to put a little bit of roasted garlic. Don't worry, there'll be more butter. By the time I finish the sauce, there'll be more butter in here.
You've never heard of my butter chicken wings, have you?
Don't even start. They even promised me
A hot buttered chicken wing?
for 10 wings.
Dude, I'll come down to your kitchen. I'll come down to your kitchen.
You don't need to, Jake, because my
Calgary.
12-year-old son actually YouTubed that, and he actually makes his own
Butter
hot
chicken?
sauce. Yeah.
No, I make butter chicken.
Buttered chicken.
No,
hot
Like
sauce.
butter?
Butter fry the chicken wings.
Okay.
Oh.
Butter fry them.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, it's like 10 pounds of butter for 10 pounds of wings.
That's a lot of butter.
It's a lot.
Well, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it, right?
I've Dave this for like 10 years.
10 years.
At least.
I'm going to have it. I'm going to start my own.
Sure.
When will Dave eat Jay's wings?
I'll come down. They're so good, man. They're so good. They're so good.
Live on location.
Anyways, Jordana, so you put butter in. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Lots of butter, chicken broth.
Oh,
That was
chicken
just
broth.
some chicken broth.
Whoa,
Yep.
whoa, wait. What, chicken
All right.
broth? Is that
Some
normal?
chicken
Or
broth.
is that a trick?
Yep. This is my recipe, so it's normal for my recipe. I'm gonna reduce it a little bit. Is it normal? Most things I do aren't normal, but It's normal for me.
Do you
So
boil
Not sharing any more secrets today, Jay, because we came up with C3 and we're come up with everything today. We didn't want to steal
We got
Jordy stuff.
the calamari
Right.
chip?
I already had to turn the lights off. So you can see
right.
That's what it
Just let
was.
her do her
That's
stuff.
what it was. That's what it was.
Okay, so we
So-
got
That's a nice
chicken.
So guys, I have quite a bit of sauce going on here, and that's perfect because that's where my nests are going to go in.
How many nests? 3
I'm gonna,
nests.
I'm gonna do 3, so that's 6 ounces of pasta. This
Cool.
is something I'm gonna serve with some protein, so I don't need to go crazy. And all I'm doing is using the sauce to kind of break these up or loosen them up, I guess you could say, because I'm not breaking the pasta. I'm just loosening it up and letting the sauce finish cooking the pasta. Because again, it's a par cooked product. And the nice thing is that the egg helps this to be sturdy, but also al dente. So you're not going to get a mushy, overcooked pasta. And I think that's something people might worry about with a frozen pasta is it going to be mushy, or is it going to be overcooked by the time it heats through? But
So I have a question for you.
yeah,
We can throw like chicken in there, or shrimp, or calamari.
You got it.
Let's-
yeah, you got it. So I'm putting a little bit of lemon. I could put white wine, but they don't let me have alcohol in this kitchen, so I don't have any.
Apparently,
Some
John can get-
capers. That's not true, actually. They do, but I just don't have any. Some capers, because I love the salty, bite of capers personally. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cream. This is 35%.
Wait, you go so
What?
fast. Hold on, girl.
Okay,
Capers.
sorry.
I got questions for you. You're brilliant
Okay.
on this. Capers. How many did you
Capers.
put in?
I didn't count them. Like 2 tablespoons. I could count them. That's pretty tedious, but I could do it if you really wanted me to.
17 capers. 17.
17?
And a half.
Okay,
Got it.
Jay needs a half.
17 and a half capers. Yep, we're good.
Food cost down. 17 and a half instead of 18.
Right, right.
Just checking. I'm checking. I'm checking.
That's okay. So I'm just letting it cook for one more second till the sauce comes together. And then that's going to go in my bowl. It's finished. It's completely cooked. I can see that the pasta's
That's
heated
it.
through.
Should have timed you. That was like 2 minutes. Not even.
I know, right? So, is that the fastest meal you've ever seen in your life? I'm going to put my grilled chicken over top.
And going back to your comment earlier, Jay, you can put any protein on top of that.
Now, do you put it in
fettuccine.
during this time, or do you put it on top?
Your choice.
I'm putting it on top. But you could put it right into the sauce. There's no
I've
rules, right?
I've seen this pasta served for both, whatever, pretty pricey with a nice ball of burrata cheese right on
Ooh,
top of that. Oh my gosh.
I like
sure.
that.
Right? You know what I mean, Jody? So you can use this pasta, a 6-ounce portion of this pasta with a nice little York or burrata cheese, and you're going to get a pretty classic, elegant meal on the menu.
Definitely.
How long do you think this will take if we're interrupted so often by these 3 calls over here? I bet you'd be like twice as fast. I'm just saying.
We're good. We're keeping it fun. We're keeping it loose. We're
looks
keeping it
good.
energy.
I'm blown away. So we talk about labor's obviously labor's hurting everywhere. We didn't know that. And this I can honestly think anyone could do.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is completely, labor foolproof. Really, really easy. Again, portion control, portion costed. You know exactly how much.
So you want
cost-
that? You
So-
want that, right, Jordana?
Yeah, we
you want that.
Yeah,
want all those-
every day you need to know what's coming in and what's going out, right? And so that's our job as chefs to keep those costs in line to make sure that the business is profitable. Most chefs would love to just have no worries about food costs, no worries about labor costs. They just want to, cook and spend money. That's kind of our nature. But we know the business is, you have to be profitable. There's no point of doing something and having all the fun time in the world and then tomorrow not being able to, open the doors because you haven't respected the food costs and all the other costs that are going up in the restaurant, right?
Sure.
If you think about how much the lease is for a restaurant and how that's gone up as well. Sorry, Dave, what were you saying?
I was going to say we don't see what isn't happening, right? We don't see the water being boiled and the pasta cooked and then cooled off and all these additional things, the water usage, the electricity, the gas to cook the pasta,
the waste.
keep it in the fridge, the
Exactly.
waste. It's one's a no-brainer.
Like I remember when you were doing this, I remember how many times I threw out pasta because it was bad in the cooler, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Times, million times bad.
Some of us just reblanch it, right? So
Yeah.
in
Oh
water.
God, don't do that. But yeah.
Oh, no. I don't do that, Jordy.
Okay.
I've seen it done before.
Jordy, I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah, we're going to talk about.
he's gonna talk
No, but
about it.
here's the other thing I want to mention on that because so this is the thing I want to just mention about pasta. So there's products out there like pasta, French fries, bread. Sometimes I call them high risk items within restaurants because a lot of our staff, especially fries, is like one of the highest risk. And why I mean that is that a lot of people have the perception that they're not really worth anything. So
Right.
pasta has a very low cost perception because in a grocery store we always see it for like $2 a pound or whatever. It's
Sure.
like we all know that it's not a secret. So we tend to see a lot of people miss and abuse those products, or I burnt the pasta, it's not a big deal, or French fries, I keep sneaking them all the time out of the pan, the bowl. This and that has become high risk because sooner or later those will erode your margins because everything's about watching half margins nowadays.
Yeah,
Right?
I think a lot of operators are actually very mindful of those types of things.
Yeah.
Before, right? So I think
Yeah.
they're really mindful of going to the portion control.
Well, nowadays, yeah,
I mean, I think they're more open to
Yeah.
all these things.
I agree.
And Jay, that you're one of the reasons why I always put hot sauce in my fry bowl, because you're probably one of those people that always do in the fry
Well,
bowl.
you always go up and they'd be like, it's just a fry, or
So
Right.
part of this is that there's a lot of companies that have emerged through the pandemic with home kit meals and HMR, hot meal solutions, and Dave did some creative stuff with a company in Calgary that's offered them pre-portioned 4-ounce pasta with sauce that they can freeze and take home and then microwave or put in the
Yeah.
oven. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this pasta. It's very versatile, and we're glad to have it back in the Canada. We actually missed it a lot. I tried it at home, and that's where I tried the burrata. Actually, Jordy, my wife did it.
You're fancy at home. I eat a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches and canned
Exactly.
tomato soup in my house.
Me too, Jordy.
I
It's
think,
like, what's
I think
going
my
on
wife is
there?
part Italian. To be honest with you, I don't know. She just likes Italian food. She likes
You're one lucky
pasta
man,
at
Jed.
home. I often ask, "Where's my rice?" You can't. Where's my rice? We can't separate rice from an Asian food. But anyways, where's my rice?
what do you got there? What's that? It's the green stuff.
So that is spinach. It's healthy, so you may not be familiar with it, but it makes a really, really. Sorry, I have to, Jay. I had to.
Put on-
I want to show you a fish dish, but I don't want to take away your thunder if you have to go to a commercial or.
No, we'll run a quick commercial. I have one more here,
Okay,
and we'll come right back, and you can show us your spinach fried.
right? I'm going to deep fry it, so it'll be familiar to all of us.
All right, we'll run a fish commercial. Here we go. All right, Jordana, let's see this magic spinach.
All right. Well, the spinach actually isn't the star of the show, but it is. It's going to be in it. I know. Sorry, it's going to be an accompaniment to the fish. So I want to show you this fillet. This is our ruby red trout. So this is a rainbow
Ruby
trout.
red trout. I've heard about this.
Hopefully you guys can see that. It's a company called Prestige, and it is an Ontario company. So very, near and dear to my heart. It is. It is.
Trout.
Sorry, guys, I didn't hear that.
No, she thought it was salmon.
Well, it looks red. Sorry.
It is red, and so that was why I wanted to show it to you, because most of our operators have salmon on the menu. Salmon is one of those things that people either love or they aren't a fan of, but it is pretty popular. It is often, in my opinion, overcooked in restaurants because it is usually a bit of a thicker piece, and so it takes a little bit longer to cook. People are always a little hesitant about undercooking fish. The reason I really want to show you this beautiful fillet is because this is how this comes in this individual vac pack. And so these are all protected by this backpack. It is a frozen product. I took it out yesterday, let it thaw in my fridge overnight, and you would never know. I promise you would never know that this was a frozen piece of fish. The backpack keeps it beautiful. You don't have any waste. Trout and most lake fish come with the skin on, and that's by design. That's because it is a thinner fillet. I'm going to open it so you guys can see it instead of manhandling.
I have a question. So, Jordana, what is it? The packaging that's causing you to look like this, like so nice and stuff? Is it the packaging?
So it's a beautiful product on its own, even without the packaging being amazing. But the packaging does keep it looking that perfect, and it keeps it from getting any freezer burn or any like banging up against any of the other pieces in the case. So the packaging does add to its quality, its usability, but also. If I take this out, I just took that one out from the case. The rest of them are not exposed to the air, right? So you're not worried about the rest of the case getting any freezer burn or any damage. You just take out what you need. You don't have to worry about fish liquid getting on anything else in your cooler because it's individually vac packed. So, and hopefully you can, it's all trimmed up. There's no extra belly fat. There's no extra scales, and it's ready to go. So the reason I want to show you this, now that I've manhandled, I'm going to get my hands washed, is because, like I said, lots of people are using salmon on their menus, and this actually comes in a little bit less expensive than salmon, and it gives you an opportunity to show something that's a little bit different. Some people have that conception that a lake fish is going to be earthy or muddy, and that is valid. It's definitely a valid concern, but it definitely is not for this product. This Prestige product is so beautiful. It's such a clean flavor. It is a little bit similar to salmon in the sense that it's got that richness that salmon has. Salmon is a fattier fish, and the trout, this rainbow trout, or we call it the ruby red trout, is also a little bit on the fattier side, and that's going to keep it moist. It's going to keep it cooking evenly. It's a really, really nice product. And I'm going to just cook, and you guys can talk while we're doing this. But the whole lineup of Prestige is beautiful.
That's really cool. And so the cost on this is going to be a fraction of what salmon is.
Fraction of what salmon is.
Yeah.
If you're we've done some testing on this product with a number of operators where we brought it to a customer's location, and first thing they said, it was a salmon. Is it a salmon?
Serious?
It's not salmon. No.
See, I wasn't far off on the camera, right?
Well,
Like,
sometimes people think about the trout you get out here.
yeah.
Right, it's a little bit smaller. But I'm more
Not
excited
as
about
red,
having a Canadian trout because there's all this other trout that's grown in old volcanoes in Peru. So I'm not even joking. Like that sounds like an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But since we're in Canada, we should be supporting our local fisheries. They have some great stuff like the pickerel. I'm an Ontario boy too, and I love pickerel.
Serious?
Right, so we get this from out there. It's a Canadian
That's pretty
company,
cool.
For your
Canadian fish.
global audience, you can term it as walleye.
Yes.
Pickerel, walleye, pickerel go hand in hand. But going back to what I was saying earlier, you could menu this ruby red trout also at a margin of a price on your menu, and still have it look very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
The taste is still. I mean, it's not going to be the same as salmon for sure, but it doesn't have that earthy taste that Jordy was mentioning earlier. It's a really great product.
It's pretty cool.
And
Pretty
again,
cool.
visually, it's a beautiful.
Oh, look!
beautiful
I thought
product.
it was salmon. See, I was.
It's a beautiful fish. I've actually done this where I've nailed it to a board by a campfire, and you can just flake off the bottom.
Shut
You
up.
know, as it
Serious?
cooks, and you can see all those oils fall in there, and it's almost like a deep frying a fish. Not quite, because you know I like my deep frying.
Dave, this is
But,
Jordy's show.
Yeah.
No, I love these ideas. I can always count on Dave for something to be a little bit like I think something's cool, and then Dave's like, "Yeah, but have you ever tried this?" And it's like, "I did it while skydiving." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Wow. Yeah. But I'm going to try that. Jay, can we do a skydiving?
Yes,
episode?
it's next week.
Oh.
I'll be flying.
Next week.
With his orange
This
shoes.
is orange shoes.
Orange shoes, baby.
So,
Right?
what are you doing there? How long? Like, what's the temp on that frying pan? Is it super hot? People overcook salmon?
So no, it is high, but I wouldn't say it's super duper hot. It's on a high temp,
Butter.
and I have lots of butter in my pan because, as I said before, I love butter. I love the flavor of the butter, and I just patted the skin dry, so I have it skin side down. In the corner of my pan, I have some mushrooms. I just want to get those cooking, so I kind of just snuck them into the corner of the pan.
Cool.
And on my fish is just salt and pepper, so nothing funky, nothing too over seasoned. As soon as it starts to get cooked around the edges, which hopefully you can see, I'll do a little bit of a close up, but my pan beeps when I take it off. So as it starts to get,
What did you get out of that one fillet?
this is I'm going to do a hefty portion because we like to eat here. So I'm going to do one portion from one fillet, but you could definitely do you could get a portion and a half from this, no problem. Or even two if you're doing a more of a lunch size portion. So I'm going to just flip it over. My skin is nice and browned.
Oh, no. That's not that crispy skin on there with the butter.
Oh, yeah, that looks
that's
so
good
good.
stuff, eh?
And Jordy, sorry, a little salt, and pepper, and butter on that fish.
You got it. Just salt, pepper, and butter. And then my mushrooms are kind of cooking alongside in the butter here. Well, my pan could be a little bigger, but I'm working with what I have for my induction here. Then I'm going to put, because everybody loves prosciutto, everyone loves prosciutto, right? And it's salty and delicious. So I'm going to put a couple pieces of prosciutto in here.
So
and they're going to
cool.
crisp up.
You're putting prosciutto in with the fish.
I am. Because I'm crazy like that.
Oh, I love
This
it.
is crazy. This is crazy.
Well, and again, I want kind of a holiday, warmer or cooler season, heartier dish. So the prosciutto is going to add a little bit of that saltiness, a little bit of that decadence that you want in the more of a winter month. So that is going to just saute a little bit there. And then I'm going to add that healthy spinach once my fish is almost finished.
You know, after 300 and some shows, I'm still amazed by the ideas everyone's creating still. Like, I never thought of that. That's amazing.
I love this. Yeah, this dish is so good. I mean,
This
I would
is-
have probably battered and deep fried that spinach myself. But this is
We know that you would. We know that you would.
this is
Yeah,
what I should
Dave.
be eating, Jay. This is what I
I
should
know,
be
I know. Right, but you know what's cool about it, and this is what I like about doing our shows and stuff like this, is the fact that Jordana said, "I'm grabbing what I have." That's what kitchens are like. They're not like that other network. I'm not gonna point fingers, but this is what kitchens look like, and this is what real chefs look like. It's not that other
That's
thing.
it. It's utilizing, like you said, utilizing what you have, using fresh ingredients. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, right? Like how many ingredients were in here? Like 5 or 6. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon just for freshness. Because again, keep in mind, I had all that butter, so it's rich. And lemon and fish obviously are a match made in heaven.
Whoa! You threw the. I didn't see that spinach go in there. You threw the
Because
spinach.
you
gotta
in.
stopped watching for a second.
Yeah, you gotta watch. This
Start
is
watching.
misdirection, Jay. It's misdirection.
Jordana, we have you on a 52-inch TV in my studio. Trust me, I'm watching you.
Dave distracted you by talking about deep frying the fish.
I know you got me.
Now he's hungry.
And
Got me
I
all over there.
exactly. And I snuck in my spinach and my
So how would you put this on a menu?
well. So the reason I actually did it like this, we love as you know, love butter. We love starch. We love anything that's hearty. But I wanted to show you something that now is completely gluten-free, without it being a gluten-free item, if that makes sense. So because I didn't add any flour, obviously the fish is inherently gluten-free. All the other ingredients are inherently gluten-free. You now have a menu item that's great for the holidays that you didn't have to identify as gluten-free. It just doesn't contain any gluten, right?
You know what? I love that, Jordana. You know why I love that? Because sometimes when we add gluten to a menu, what do you guys think of the product?
Right.
We add gluten to a menu?
When, no, when
I
we add
love
it on the
gluten.
menu, when we say gluten-free, we add
Right.
that word on there. Sometimes it drops the value of that product.
Yeah, so often
I think you're right. I think it does. I think people go, oh, it's not going to be very good, right?
It's very good, or yeah, exactly, right? So
or it's
like,
missing something, right?
and we
And
do
it's
just
not.
like this happens to be gluten-free.
It just happens exactly. It just happens to be gluten free. It happens to be carb free or keto friendly, if that's something that's that you're concerned about. Clearly, in this kitchen, we're not concerned about any of those things. But really easy. And again, those ingredients, mushrooms and spinach. The prosciutto adds a tiny little bit of cost, but you can see I didn't put a whole lot in there, and you could leave it out if you chose to leave it out. It's just highlighting the ingredient, the fish itself, the trout itself. What I am going to do is I'm going to break open the trout. So I want you to see how easy it is, how it cooks so evenly, but it's still going to be moist on the inside. So I'm going to do one.
You can get in there. You can get in there. This is the hardest part of the show.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Not being able to eat. It's flaking, but it's perfectly cooked. And not to toot my own horn or anything, but that's kind of what
that was a little toot. That was.
it was a little tooty over here. So absolutely, easy to execute. You don't need to be someone who cooks fish all the time. You just need to kind of watch your pan, let the fish sit and do its thing, flip once, and out of the pan into a plate. So again, really easy in terms of labor. We're getting a product that's a little bit less expensive than salmon. It is a little bit different. In Ontario, especially, it's a local product from a local fishery. And obviously available at Sysco, and you guys can be introduced to fish that's a little bit less ocean fish and a little bit more of the Great Lakes. So something a little bit different.
Cool.
It's Canadiana to it too, George.
You got it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You were asking me a question earlier about how an operator would menu it. You ask an operator what they're menuing their salmon now. 29, 24.
Well, I was talking about like more of the description.
Oh, Canadian trout.
Yeah,
Right.
ruby red or rainbow, Canadian rainbow trout, Ontario rainbow trout. Yeah.
I would probably say Geordie's special trout.
That's a good one
But I
too.
would put
Would you-
on
is that what you
because
would say,
people know that she knows how to cook good fish. And then
It
they
looks
like,
Well,
good.
she just showed up a lot of the shows I've had on the show.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. Yeah,
I rocked it today.
Well, we invite you next time to come to our kitchen
I know.
down in Calgary, and we can have the stuff cooked for you live on
I know.
location.
We'll do it on
check Geordie's
location.
schedule. I'm not cooking.
We'll
Oh,
fire up
oh.
the Winnebago and come down.
We'll have to ask Jordy to come down here because I don't think Dave can execute.
Well, I'm
that.
going to be in the backyard.
I can be online and I can just sit on the sidelines like this and just criticize from the sideline. I like to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'll deep fry some food.
Do the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite. Yeah,
Exactly. Awesome. Well, Jordana, thank you so much, gentlemen. You're always welcome here.
Thank you.
And I just love the conversations when you have someone in the room too, instead of on a screen and things like that. But thanks again for your advice, your tips, your expertise. And Jordana, thank you for these amazing ideas. And to everyone else, I have my outro notes. Jordana, I just don't wing it anymore.
Can I ask you a question before you do
Yes.
the outro, Jay?
Yes.
Where do you get this collection of music that's going on in the background
You
all
like
the time?
that? That's in your head. That's not. That's just
Oh,
naturally.
oh.
Naturally.
What music? I was going to say what music?
Do I have special headphones?
Just
You don't
nat-
hear anything?
that just goes with you. You just naturally that cool. Just get music. So for everyone else that's watching today's show, we're gonna play this so you can run home Well, you guys might not make it, but you can watch this later at 7 p.m. It'll be rewatched tonight on all our social channels at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's YouTube, LinkedIn, yeah, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere else. You can watch that. Subscribe and follow our LinkedIn page as well as my LinkedIn page, which is Canada's YouTube page, and everyone else's that's out there. And then tomorrow we have is Friday, right? It's
All day.
all day. Thank
All day.
God.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Friday, and we have Influencer Friday back, which we're doing Sorelli Cookies, which is the cookie show. We're going to rate everything. It's the first show with Chef Poyen, the head for Team Culinary Canada. He's on the show. We're going to be doing cookies. And then tomorrow afternoon is the Restaurant Tech Show with Chris from App 8. And we have an amazing company coming on that I've never heard of in the tech area within our industry. So that's on tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then next week we're off on Monday, back Tuesday with a new show called Restaurant Hacks. And they're going to show restaurants how to do side hustles, make extra money, as we all need to make a little extra, right? So that's on next week on Tuesday. So, and then we're packed every day from Monday to Friday, so for holidays, 3 p.m. to we start Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. And we're everywhere, like you probably know already. But anyways, thanks again, everyone. Jordana, have a great rest of your day. And we have an after party a few clips later here that we'll have some fun with the boys too.
Oh,
and
boy.
Thanks everyone for listening and watching. Yes, you know it.
Hey,
Jordy,
Jordy,
you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Amazing.
being part of this.
Thanks,
thing.
guys.
That was
Thanks
fun
for
us.
joining me. It was so fun.
It was fun.
Cheers.